Hello and welcome to round 4 of the RMFantasy SXperts show. I am Chase.
And I'm Charles.
And we are the RMFantasy SXperts. We come to you weekly right here on the RMFantasy YouTube channel to talk fantasy, to give you stats, to help you make your picks, to get points so you can earn those, earn some fantasy cash, and win some prizes.
Weekly prizes, grand prizes.
Oh, it's so much throughout the year. In fact, just this week, if we look at weekly prizes, Charles, what do we have for this week alone? And don't forget, too, it doesn't matter when you sign up to play fantasy, you are always in the running to win a weekly prize. And a lot of times, the weekly prizes are as good as some of the grand prizes at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's a good deal. So,
heck yeah, it is.
First thing we're giving away. So, 7 gear, $500 spending spree. You've got FMF t-shirts. It's going to come with a toy bike as well. Third place, you're going to be getting the Bridgestone tires. It's a set, front and rear. And then going on down from there, you've got stuff from Works Connection, MSR, Motul. You've got 100%, Torque One, O'Neill, and a Cherubies.
Yep, those are just some of the weekly prizes you just saw up on the screen. And then when we talk about grand prizes, this is why you want to be playing RMFantasy SX, because at the end of the year, we give away some doozies. We give away 3 race prep dirt bikes, a KTM 450 SXF, a 300 SX, an SX E5, and then we have awesome prizes from Fastway. We do a VIP trip out there. Free Dunlop tires for a year. Stasics getting involved, giving some stuff away. 8th place, Pro Honda prize pack. MSR gear and casual hookup. And then 10th place, Supercross video game console and TV. 4K TV, that is. Those are your grand prizes. And don't forget, too, we do fantasy cash. When you sign up to play and you score points playing fantasy, those translate to cash that you can spend on Rocky Mountain's website. Free. Prizes, cash, prizes.
Yeah, never too late to sign up.
Never too late.
Hey, sometimes you just win bragging rights with your friends, too.
And join our group. There
time.
Is the RMFantasy SXperts group you can join if you want to play Charles and I throughout the year. It's not going to take a lot to beat us right now, I'm going to tell you that much. Charles, we tied on points this week, 40 each.
Yep, 40 each.
We've got to step it up.
We got to step it up.
Like Cooper Webb, it's time to get the job done.
We're just minimizing damage right now.
We are. We can't keep bleeding points like this. We are going to do it. But we are headed to Glendale, the first Triple Crown of the 2025 season. And don't forget, we are giving away tickets. 20 tickets to, what's after Tampa, Chuck?
Detroit.
No.
Whoops.
Charles?
What? We just talked about this.
Yeah. And we gave away tickets to Detroit last week.
Oh my gosh,
Arlington. Folks, we literally just discussed this behind the scenes 5 seconds before I said that. So Charles' memory is really good.
We gave tickets away to Detroit. We're giving them away
20 tickets to Arlington. If you can make it to the race to Arlington, does not include travel, but if you can make it there and you want some tickets, all you have to do is comment in this video and remember, keyword there, Charles, remember how many tickets you would need, and we will select some lucky winners. So comment below. That's all you got to do.
Should be good. Hey, let's take a look at the weekly prizes that some people won. Upworski, 675, won the Fly Formula CC helmet.
Yep.
You got B Green 55, Tusk Spending Spree. Frazzini got the tire set from Pirelli.
All right. And then, as far as the overall goes, B Green 55 is just crushing everybody right now, 234 points. Oh, my gosh. Medic 24 at 225 and Adam G at 223. Holy smokes.
That's amazing.
All right. Fox Racing race recap. Here are your results up here on the table. Every week, I feel like we forget to actually say who won.
Yep.
But Jet, I called it. Did you put Jet to win?
Yeah, of course.
Is that who you picked in the show?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a week.
Well, he was due.
He was. The chances of Jet not winning in the first 3 just seem so unlikely.
Yeah.
So we called it.
Yeah.
Good job, us.
It's good.
Okay.
Good job, us.
Roxon, though, probably my biggest surprise. He is your red plate holder right now. The last time we saw this, and we were trying to remember if it was 2015 or 2016 Supercross, Kenny did have the red plate when he was on RCH. So it's been almost a decade since a Suzuki has had the red plate. Maybe even a decade if it was 2015. Someone tell us in the comments. Anderson, another podium.
Yeah.
Just
that was
when you
amazing.
think, yeah, he
when you think he's out,
What,
he's back.
12th the week before or something like that, or 13th, so way out there.
Yeah, right in there.
It was not good. And then Chase Sexton, who, if you'd have told me he was just going to stay in 4th that whole race, I'd have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
I guess he was sick a little bit, didn't really ride, whatever. Everybody's been sick, it feels like.
It's crazy.
Hunter Lawrence, a sneaky 5th. Nobody really talked about him much in the show.
No.
And then Benny Blost holding down the wild card. I missed it by 1. You and I had Savachi in there for wild card at 12th, and he was in 11th. And when I saw the gap, though, from Savachi to Bloss, I knew Bloss was not catching or passing him. So that's what it is. But, yeah, 40 points for you and I. Go team. What stood out to you most about the race, Charles? This is our Fox Racing race recap.
Well, hold on. First, I have to say, we kind of got called out on the broadcast for our wild card for Prado, but that was sent in before.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it, but we have to send those. So the picks that they show in the night show are the overall picks for all fantasy players. So if you were to take all total picks combined, Jet had the most picks for first, right, and so forth. But we submit those, we have to get those 2 felled on a Thursday. So when Prado gets hurt, our hands are tied. There's not much we could do. Just want to clarify that because we did have people asking, why do we have Prado for the wild card when which sucks, by the way, he dislocated his shoulder in practice. I guess he went to grab the net,
Bummer.
and that's what caused it, like actually trying to catch himself. It yanked it out.
Yeah.
He did the one thing he couldn't do, get hurt. If you're Prado, you just had to get through Supercross without getting hurt and just get log laps.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to be there this weekend. Dislocated shoulders are tough because you hardly dislocate your shoulder without damaging and tearing something.
Well, and with this being a Triple Crown weekend, it could have been a good weekend for him.
Yeah, with how good his starts are.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's just talk about 250 highlights real quick. Anything about you stood out?
Yeah, I mean, same thing everybody's been talking about, Juju and Deegan. And
well, I mean, the pass, okay.
I don't feel like it was that dirty.
His pass in the heat?
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Rubbin's racing a little bit. I have nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The only thing I could laugh about was, and Krista, if you're watching, give her a shout out because we were talking about this on the Discord. But his interview on the podium after the heat race, Krista said he sounded like he's arguing with himself. It just was weird.
Got to justify it somehow.
It's like, yeah, we're having fun, right? Yeah, we're racing dirt bikes. Yeah, like it's what I was just like, what? And then it's like, you pissed off the bull. Who pissed who off?
He's got to create the narrative.
All because Juju said that he's been dealing with Hayden's antics since he was 16 or since he was young.
Yeah.
And that, dude, I don't know. Hayden is so all over the place. The next race could be the humble pie Hayden Deegan where he's thanking God and I'm just thankful to be here, Deegan. You just don't know what you're going to get with this kid. It's kind of funny. Gets the people going. It's provocative.
Yeah. Depends on results, man.
Anyway, all right. Enough of that. 450 highlights. Look, Jet, not a surprise. We all expected him to finally get that first win. I won't even say finally. It's 3 rounds in. What surprised me the most was Kenny and Ando, I feel like, are kind of on the same level. Mm-hmm. So nothing too crazy there. I was actually really surprised that Sexton just stayed in 4th.
Yeah.
We found out after that he said he was sick.
Yep.
But if you'd have told me, like, when he got into 4th pretty quickly, did you think he was going to at least get to 2nd?
Yeah. I believe it was last week that he moved so far up, you know?
Yeah.
And
I thought he had the chance to win. I really did think, like, holy crap, Sexton's right there. Jet's still right, like, only a couple seconds up. Like, Sexton could finally have that come from behind win and beat Jet. But nothing really happened.
But if he wasn't feeling that good, that's still pretty dang good. Like,
yeah,
minimizing the damage.
But still, the one box that Sexton has not checked off is beating Jet straight up. He still hasn't done it. That is a dark cloud over his head, my friend. Still needs to happen.
Yep.
All right. And then Hunter. Is Hunter a top 5 guy, or is it the cards fall in his favor? He's had 2 top 5s.
So, yeah, I think it's cards falling in his favor. Just, you know, you look at Tomac's start. So terrible. If he would have got a good start, I don't think.
Yeah, and the week before, Sexton went down lap 1 and then almost caught Hunter at the very end. So You might get some flack for not putting Hunter this week in our top contenders, but his 2 top 5s, 100%, you can't argue that it was because Sexton went down, Tomac went down, Anderson was really sick last week. So he's just not there quite yet for me. Maybe this weekend, being that is a Triple Crown, it's more of a sprint, and you just got it 2 out of the 3. You got to get a good result, whatever. It could be his weekend this week, but we'll find out.
Yep.
That's all I got. Speaking of the Lawrence brothers, we did have a very special ASV guest caller this week. We had Chance Hymas, who is the 250 Honda HRC Progressive 250 rider on the East Coast. He called in and talking about Hunter, and we'll get to Bloss here. I forgot. We know Bloss got the wild card.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Hunter, I asked Chance a specific question about, does Hunter feel any urgency to beat the younger brother and kind of bust out of that shadow? Let's see what he said.
Hunter has never said this, well, at least that I know of, but he doesn't want to, I'm sure, just live in younger brother's shadow the whole time, right? He made a name for himself in the 250s. So I wonder if just internally, if Hunter's like, I have got to get this done and make a name for myself as well. So I'm not just like I'm Malcolm Stewart to James, where it's like, I was really good, but I was just never at the level that my brother was.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Just from me watching, I do believe Hunter, he works his ass off every day. You know, he's put in the time, put in all the effort. He's like an older brother to me. So like, I feel like he definitely wants to beat Jet. Absolutely. At the end of the day, he's still an athlete. He wants to be that guy 100%. But also I feel like he, at the same time, loves watching Jet succeed and win everything.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, Jet's still his little brother that he's cared about his whole life and loves, you know? So I feel like that aspect of it is also in there that I think people kind of forget about as well. Like at the end of the day, they're big on family oriented. And it's as much as Hunter wants to win, and, you know, he has that athlete in him and that drive that he wants to win and, you know, push for it and win championships. But I feel like he's almost winning through Jet, because at the end of the day, like I wouldn't say Jet's he's not like the product of Hunter's work, Hunter and Daz's, but Hunter also played a big role in, you know, Jet kind of getting where he's at as well. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of a give or take. At the end of the day, I don't feel like you'll ever get a solid answer on that from anybody, but I guess unless Hunter says it. But I don't know. I've always kind of thought about it, you know, just I try to put myself in his shoes or like in my brother's shoes, or ask him like, do you guys ever like, obviously, like I talked to my oldest brother about this a little bit, just he's a lot older, kind of in like that business a little bit, but I'm just like, do you ever, I guess, wish that you could have made this work, or like, I guess I don't want to say jealous of me, but like, I guess like you envy my situation, like you want to be in my situation, you know, because like my oldest brother was pretty good for what he was, but he was just injured, but he was also very academically smart. So he went that route, and obviously he's very successful in what he's doing right now. But he's always just like, you know, at the end of the day, like, would have been cool? Absolutely. But like, it's still, you know, I still get the joy of watching you succeed and you doing what you're best at. And I still get the enjoyment of it, like I'm doing it.
right.
You know, so I don't know if it's something like that for Hunter, but like also just from an athlete standpoint, like you always want to win. Like that's what we do, and all the work we put in, like we want to win. So I don't know. It could be this, it could be that. I don't know. I mean, for me, like I feel like it could be either way for Hunter, you know? So I don't know. Hunter, I don't know. He's funny. It's hard to know. I don't know. I feel like some days it's like, man, like he wants to beat him, and then other days it's like, it's kind of like whatever.
All right. Again, thank you very much, Chance Hymas, for calling in. Cool little insight. And if you want to check out the full interview that we did with him, go to the RM Fantasy channel. The whole interview is posted there. You can watch it. Chuck, track trends.
Track trends. We're in
we got?
Glendale. It's going to be, you know, hard pack, should be fun. Wide open track.
Dude, the whole
High
shot
speeds.
line is like a mile into this thing.
It is.
You got to go
You got
full start.
two straights
Okay.
into the second corner.
Yeah, the start straight's pretty short. Like I feel like Glendale usually has a longer start straight. But this one's pretty short. I always like Glendale. It's always one of my favorite tracks just because you always get long rhythm lanes, big rhythm lanes, very high-speed track. I mean, if you look at this map layout, they're going to come into that sand section, going Mach 10 out of that rhythm lane, and then and this sand, it's long, could be gnarly.
Right-hand sand section this time.
Yeah, so it just looks high-speed, good rhythm lanes. I don't know, and yeah, it's always just a fun race to watch. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I will be there this weekend calling Race Day Live. So if you're in Glendale, it's going to be hard for me to come talk to people very much because I'll be calling all day long. But
if you are there,
give us a shout out.
I'm going to be there
Charles is
too.
going to be there.
I'm going to be hanging out.
Yeah,
so
you're going to be up in the stands, dude.
Yeah.
You're going to be out doing track walk with us.
Let's talk racing. Let's hang out.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Should be good.
With that being said, Chuck, it's our Bridgestone top contenders.
All right.
And we're going to go in order of the points. Ken Roczen. Didn't think I'd be doing this. Best average finish so far this year of 2.67. He ties with Hunter for the best average start of 4, which again, Hunter, another sneaky stat. In 2024, Roczen did lead the third most laps in Triple Crowns with 22, and his overall finishes in Triple Crowns of 7 to 12. The thing about Kenny is he is explosive early. I really feel like Kenny could win this thing. Like, I really do.
If he's going to do it, this is his year because he won Glendale last year.
His starts are good.
I mean, so he's going to do good on this style of dirt, plus
he's got to be in your top 5. Okay.
Chase Sexton. So he got a 1.64 start to the season. His starts 4.22.6. You would expect, just out, around the top 5 for starts. And then 2024 Triple Crowns. He went 5.35 for those Triple Crowns and 1.22 in 2023.
I'm just a little weary of Sexton just because of the starts. Just because Triple Crowns, and I'm looking this up real quick. In Triple Crowns, you've got to get starts because they're shorter. But looking at average starts so far, Chase Sexton, I mean, you gotta factor in it's after lap 1 that they log the first lap, and that's how they factor in your starts. However, Chase's average right now is 10.67. That's because he went down at round 2, right? So he's coming around last on that first lap. But he still hasn't had any starts where he just started blindly up front. Even in San Diego, he was still 5th or 6th-ish coming around that first turn. He's got to figure out these starts. Just hasn't figured them out.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, they've proven they can come up through the field, but it's once you get to that top 5 spot.
Well, and in a Triple Crown, when it's
a lot more difficult.
And in a Triple Crown, it's a sprint, right?
Half the time.
All right. Well, Jet. So look, he got the win we all expected. His starts also been started out 19th, 6th, 3. He went 6-1-8 in Triple Crowns last year. We always kind of talked about how Triple Crowns were like his Achilles heel, but I don't know. I think that was the first year Jets. Started 9th and finished 3rd in Glendale last year.
Not bad.
Yeah. Are you gonna pick to win this week? Repeat.
I'm not.
Who are you gonna pick? Well, don't tell me yet. Don't tell me yet.
I got
You're
some
probably
weird
picking
picks.
this next rider right here. All right, go. Eli Tomac.
Tomac.
So him and Jet are tied 5 points back, right? So your top 4 separated by 5 points.
Mm-hmm. So he has more Triple Crown wins than any other active rider. So that's a huge selling point to me.
He's got how many? 4.
Yeah. So his only win last year was a Triple Crown. I am worried about his starts right now. They're honestly not the best. But
his heat starts have been good, though. Yeah, you can't say that, though. You got to remember, Anaheim won. He was leading lap 1 and went down.
Yeah.
San Diego, he won. He was like 5th or 6th. And then this last weekend, he spun off the gate.
Yeah.
But he whole shotted his heat and checked out.
That's true.
So I don't put Tomac in the same category as Sexton right now. Tomac starts, I think, are better than what you see on paper.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the other thing is, historically, he's done well in Glendale, too.
Oh, yeah, he has. Remember a couple years ago, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
That's when they had the Triple Crown in Glendale that year, and Tomac had like 2 ridiculous hole shots.
Yeah.
Tomac likes Glendale.
Yeah, so all things considered, I think it's Tomac's. It's his night.
Okay.
So
Cooper Webb. This guy, like he always talks about how wait till we go east, wait till we go east. It's 10 points back. You can't keep bleeding. Like, last week was very subpar. Like Tomac came from dead last. They both came around the first turn like almost dead last. Now Tomac got around Webb. Webb was giving him a charge right there towards the end, but you can't do what Webb's done. 4-3-8. I don't know. It's strange. He's there, but he hasn't done anything that you've been like, oh, Webb's got the speed or he's going for the win. He's just been hanging in there.
he capitalizes.
But he hasn't. Glendale's not his best race. 7-4, 8-4, 10. So he's never podiumed in Glendale. It's a very high-speed, dry track, which he likes the slower, ruddier tracks.
Yep.
So I don't know. I just don't see this as being a strong suit for Webb this weekend. Maybe if he rips off one start. So I don't know.
Triple Crowns last year, though. This is the part that is super surprising.
What?
His finishes were 1, 5, and 2 in Triple Crowns. That's the wrench.
Do you put him in there? But but the Triple Crown was not Glendale last year. Yeah, I don't know.
So in looking at more of the stats, I noticed that his results weren't the best per race, but he'd have one of the 3 that was really
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So there you go.
But are you going to pick Anderson above him? What does Anderson have?
I pick Anderson above him. I had a really hard time between Anderson, Roxon, and Webb.
For what? For just to be in your top 5?
In my top 5.
Roxon?
I was bouncing him. Roxon was never a question.
Okay.
But
like, where do you stick him?
Yeah, where do you stick him? So I was looking at, 3rd to 5th.
Okay.
And it was tough. So, yeah, Anderson, 3, 13, and 3 finishes to start the season. So it's like he's done 3rd place twice, and he starts out good. So,
his results in Glendale, too. 2, 10, 4.
Yeah.
And
it's going to be a good track for him.
The Triple Crown in Glendale 2 years ago, he probably could have almost won, but he yard sailed off one of the rhythm lanes or something like that. I was there for that one. I mean, you got to put him in your top 5. His starts have been good.
Yeah.
He's been running up front. He's got the speed. How tentative was Jet to pass him in that race?
He took his sweet time.
See,
it was really smart on Jet's part, though.
Anderson's the bear you don't want to, or the bull you don't want to. What did Hayden say? There's a bull in there somewhere. I don't know. Anderson is the one you don't want to piss off. So very smart on Jet to just wait it out, pass him clean. However, here's the thing, though. Anderson...
He still probably got fined for that, by the way. Just kidding.
Anderson doesn't get mad when somebody passes him dirty. He just gets even.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay, I owe you one.
Yeah.
But I love that Anderson, when he does something aggressive, he's like, yeah, I probably got one coming. It's cool. You know what I mean? So I don't really feel like Anderson like holds grudges. He's just like, okay, like sounds good. I owe you one next.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's got to be in your top 5. The question is where?
Yeah. The only stat that makes Anderson look bad is he's got the 6th best average finish in Triple Crowns in 2024. So
wasn't good.
Doesn't sound good, but I mean, he's been starting out really well.
He started out good last year. So, all right.
Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate.
Now, look, we don't have Hunter up here. That's because we already kind of talked about it. Hunter's top 5s have been kind of sneaking in there a little bit. I need to see him prove it, but I would think that Hunter's got to look at Glendale thinking, this is my night, this is my podium night. I got 3 tries, just got to get some starts, and I think all these guys can run the pace for the 12 minutes, right? So I think it could be his night. All right, so that's it. That is your Bridgestone Top Contenders. Now we're going to swap out some nameplates here. We're going to get into it with our Works Connection Wildcard Watch.
So first up, we've got Hunter Lawrence. Now, I know we're going to get some crap for this, but we're looking at stats here. So his average finish per gate drop last season, 2024, was 8.44.
In Triple Crowns.
In the Triple Crowns. So 8.44. That would put him in there. But his starts this season, he's 6-2-2. So 2 really good starts. That might take him out of there. Finishes this season, 11.55. So I don't think he's the best pick for the wild card.
I don't know, dude. He started second on the first lap in 2 of the first 3. He might be a top 5 guy for sure this weekend. All right, Justin Cooper, 8.67 per gate drop in Triple Crowns last year overall. His starts this year, though, 3-12-1. I don't know, 7-11-6 finishes. I'm gonna rant a little bit about Justin Cooper real quick.
Let's hear it.
He did an interview after the race and said, yeah, I knew that jumping the whoops was a more consistent line, and I knew that I could do it and still run the pace up front. No, you couldn't. You got blown, your doors got blown off going through the whoops by multiple riders in that race. You went from first to like 6th.
Change up the strategy.
Start blitzing some whoops, Jay Coop. Name another rider that was not blitzing the whoops that was in the top 5. I mean, if you're Justin Cooper, how are you seeing that and thinking like, yep, I'm just going to keep jumping? I understand like minimizing risk, but dude.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's just not feeling it and he's got to minimize the damage. Like
maybe my expectation. What's that?
Maybe he thinks he would have gone down the other way.
Or maybe my expectation of Justin Cooper is just too high.
I mean, he just led more laps than he's ever led.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I like Jay Coop. Anyway, that's where he looks, or he's sitting there. Okay, Malcolm Stewart, 8.78 per gate drop, Triple Crowns.
Yeah, he's sounding really good to me. So his starts this season, 14-5-12. So little random, but for the most part, he's averaging right around that 7th to 10th place. So for those reasons, I think he's a good pick, just where he's ending up.
10-7-9.
Yeah.
All right, Justin Barsha. So his average last year in Triple Crowns was 9.1. His starts this season have been anything but stellar, 10, 13, 14. He's finishing right around that 8th place, 6, 8, 10. So he's gotten progressively worse each round. I don't know what it is about Barsha. Why? It's not like he's gotten slower.
No.
And this is a guy that's won Anaheim 1 in multiple races. I wonder what it is that's keeping him from being that top 5 guy or something.
Yeah, is it just the other guys are elevating the pace and maybe he's not increasing at the same rate?
Yeah, or I don't know. Be curious to know.
I don't know.
Aaron Plessinger. Ooh boy. I felt bad. It was his birthday on Saturday, right?
Man.
And he asked for, what did he ask for? A podium for his birthday?
Yeah.
We'll do you one better, AP. We'll give you a DNF. We'll give you a bike stuck in Ferrandis' rear wheel.
Yeah.
Is that the second time they've come together this year? Wasn't it?
Well, he got tangled up with Sexton.
Oh, Sexton?
San Diego.
But A1. He got 9th. Maybe I don't know. Okay, but that's 2 races in a row where he's gotten caught up with another rider. And yeah, I guess he like ripped his throttle tube off or damaged it and couldn't finish the race.
Such a bummer. Well, and let's take a look at the starts though. So starts this season, 17, 20, obviously tangled up on that one, and then 8th.
Dude, I swear something happened at Anaheim 1. Like he got caught up with another rider. I swear it was Ferrandis. I could be wrong, but he started 17th on lap 1 at A1. Something I feel like had to have gone wrong, or maybe he just got that bad of a start. I can't remember.
The A1 start was pretty messy.
Yeah. I feel like 8th place is a good place for him this weekend, though. And the one other rider that we didn't really mention, but could be a good pick, is Dylan Ferrandis. He's kind of like AP. Just hasn't had much go his way this season, but I really feel like he is an 8th to 10th place guy. Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. But that means you know what time it is.
See Cherubies lock them in?
The Cherubies lock them in.
All right, let me grab some number plates here, Charles.
Okay.
Do your thing, okay? Who do you got?
So
Here's some
first
number
up,
plates.
I have Eli Tomac taking the P1 spot.
Just based off of past results.
Past results, I know he's going to do good in Arizona.
Okay, help you out here. Who do you got next?
Jet Lawrence, P2, which looking at the results last year, obviously Jet, he did a little better East Coast than West Coast. But
Okay.
yeah, third place, Chase Sexton. Roxon fourth and Ando fifth.
What a disrespect to the red plate holder. Just
I
gonna
kn-
vomit
was-
him into fourth place.
I was shuffling them around all over, trying to look at a million things.
Who'd you get for
and
fifth?
I had Anderson. And it was really hard not to put Webb in there too, because how do you bet against him? He usually finds his way up there somewhere.
Who? Webb?
Webb. He does good.
Not
at
in a
triple-
12. Not in a sprint race. 12 minutes. It's so
Well, look-
start dependent.
Look at his stats though.
They're not good.
For the triple crowns, they are good.
Yeah, but
But I feel like that might have depended on other things happening.
I don't
night,
know.
too.
I just
So
if his starts had been better so far, I'd maybe consider those triple crowns a little bit more. But like we know why Tomac's average start doesn't look that great.
Yep.
Has Webb gone down on a lap 1 in a race yet?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
why I'm
he's-
giving you
he's
advice
not-
here.
Well, yeah. So that's why he's not in here.
All right.
Looking at all that, yeah, and then Stewart, my wild card.
Okay. Here are my picks. You know, I'm going to keep Tomac there. Just he's so good in Glendale. So I'm going to go Tomac. I mean, maybe I'm
Shuffle.
reordering here. I mean,
You
Jet's
gonna do it?
such-
You gonna go for it?
Well, this is what I am going to do. I'm going to look at Hunter Lawrence's starts that have been rock solid. I'm going to go, he beats out Anderson, but I'm going to do a little of this. That's what I'm doing. And then 8th, I think, is a good play. You know what? I'm going AP for 8th for the wild card. Will you swap that out for me?
Swap it out.
I don't know. I just feel like Kenny's starts have been dialed. He's going to run up front. He could very well win one of these, one of the 3 races they're going to have. So, yeah, that's my top 5. Who do you guys think? Who's got the better picks, Charles or I? It's going to be good, though. Do you like the
really
Triple
good.
Crowns?
I do.
I love them because you get a reset. Like if the dude that you pick to win, like in Tomac's case, has a terrible first gate drop, you don't freak out about it as much.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, it's averaging things out.
Yeah, we got a couple more of these to go. Or if the guy that you had in 3rd goes down and gets 8th in one of the mains, you're like, okay, he could still get up there, whatever. I don't know. I like the Triple Crowns. You get to see the top guys out there more often. It brings more excitement. I love it. So I don't know. What do you people think? Comment down below. And then last but not least, it is the meme event. We're going to show you some of our favorite memes. Didn't have too many coming in,
We need more. There were some good ones.
but we need more.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see all the memes, go to the Discord.
Yeah.
They're good.
I don't know about comparing Freeze to Deegan, but
What do you mean?
they had the Spider-Man, the 2 Spider-Mans
Oh.
pointing at each other.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I don't know. But it's all good. Anyway, yeah, if you go to the Discord, you can submit your memes there. That's where we have the group chat. We got Dr. JB always hooking up with the lap charts. Those are some of my favorites where you can kind of see where riders are at all different points throughout the entire race. So shout out and thank you to Dr. JB for always helping us out with that. But yeah, man, Glendale, Triple Crown, it's going to be a banger. Top 5 or 5 points separate your top 4. It's going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Charles, we're going to be there. It's going to be.
Come say hi.
You're
Get
going
your
to
picks in.
witness me on the floor for the first time.
That's right.
Okay.
Don't get nervous.
Nah, I got this. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. And yeah, comment if you want tickets to.
Detroit,
No. Arlington.
Arlington.
We'll talk to you next week.
Okay. See ya.